I'm 41 years old, living in New Jersey. I work as a doctor and I make about $1.3 million a year through practicing medicine and other investments. I have about $6 million in savings, $1 million in 401k, $350,000 in a Roth IRA, and $4.6 million in other investment stocks and bonds. After taxes, my take-home is $75,833 a month. $2,600 a month goes to my mortgage, $600 on average on utilities, and $300 on monthly subscriptions. This includes a gym membership and medical subscriptions. That leaves around $72,333 a month to spend. I have no credit card debt and $80,000 in student loans. I still have about $80,000 in student loans, and the reason I haven't paid it off is because it's at 1.25% interest, and my very intelligent financial planner said, why bother? I make more money investing that than I do having paid it off and not having that money as a lump sum in the investment portfolio. In order to be where I am today, I went through 12 years of schooling. I have a medically related business, and then the money that I have saved up that have yielded investments are the result of my work. What I love most about my job is that there is nothing more personal than being somebody's physician. You can walk in a room and talk to them and meet them for the first time, and within a few minutes they will tell you their deepest, darkest secrets. They will take their clothes off to let you examine them, and they trust you. And barely any other field in the world that you can do that with somebody and have that real connection with someone. The most expensive thing I ever bought, and this may sound strange coming from somebody who is a vegetarian, was a chinchilla comforter after I had gotten divorced. It was probably about $75,000, but it was just something I wanted. Here's my last statement. The first transaction is for parking is $15. That was a night we had gone out to go watch a show. I went with my girlfriends. There's nothing better than having some good girlfriends around. And then the United States Post Office, $3.66. I must have been mailing something that needed either certified mail, probably mailing my ex-husband some check for child support or something like that. I today pay my ex-husband child support because I make more money than he does. My child support payments are about $2,000 a month, and they go towards paying for a babysitter when my daughter is at my ex-husband's home. I'm like, if you need a babysitter, why should she be there? Stupid idiot. Sorry. The next transaction is for the Walnut Street Theater. I bought tickets to go watch a show there. I do not recall which show that is. I generally go to about 30 to 40 shows a year on average, if not more. And the next charge on here is for $210, and that is for my board certification, the renewal for my board certification. If you don't know this, most doctors have to, every few years, go back and show that they are still learning and meeting certain standards to keep their medical license and ability to practice. And then, of course, I splurged at Starbucks for a whole $11, getting my soy latte and my little egg bundle bites that I get there. That's my favorite thing to eat there. Then spent at AliExpress $12.79. That was for clothing. AliExpress $34 for more clothes. AliExpress $48 for more clothes. AliExpress $55 for more clothes. AliExpress, for those of you who don't know, is part of Alibaba, and it is an online shop store that is located in China. And then for insurance, homeowners insurance, I have them charge it to my credit card every month, and that was $682. Amazon for $15. That was a wig I bought for Halloween. Amazon $10. That was for makeup for my Halloween costume. I usually do 3 or 4 costumes. I was a witch for one of them, so I came out of my costume for one day of the year to be my natural self. And then I was a mermaid as well. Wellington Fragrance, that was for aromatherapy. That was $60. I love aromatherapy, whether it's lavender or lotus leaf or whatever it is. It just helps me relax. I have it always going on in my room so that when I come in my room, it's associated with calmness. And then DH Gate, that is an online store that's in China. It was $168. One of the things I love to do is design dresses and then have their seamstresses sew it for me. And I wore that dress to a gala that I attended. The next transaction is at Wawa. For those of you who do not know, Wawa is the store to be at. It is a gas station with a mini mart and everything you can imagine, including coffee and snacks and groceries. You can do anything at Wawa. I spent $35 there for gas that day. And then I spent money for SpongeBob the Musical, $408, and that will be a gift for my daughter's birthday. She's 8 years old. SpongeBob the Musical was breaking the bank there. That's for 2 tickets. And then I purchased 2 tickets for Hamilton, which was on tour, for $287. I have now watched Hamilton 3 times, and every time I watch it, I love it, and I start crying at the same part each time. And some of you will find humor in the fact that SpongeBob the Musical is more expensive than Hamilton, which is probably the most popular musical ever in the world. The next charge is for the doctors for the fertility clinic, and that's for $3,150, my best money spent. I have decided to freeze my eggs for the potential of future fertility down the road because I do not have an ideal sperm to fertilize me. There's no worthy sperm that I'm aware of. I'm sure they're out there, but not for me. I don't know if I'll ever use it or not, but I don't know, I won't have that chance down the road. NeimanMarcus.com, I am such an online shopper. I spent $1,195 for a dress for a gala that I had to attend. And then another Neiman Marcus purchase for $1,000.95. I bought a gown for a gala that I had to attend. And this was for a different one than the other Neiman Marcus purchase. I generally attend probably about 10 or 15 galas a year for various events, usually fundraisers and charitable events throughout the area. NeimanMarcus.com, online shopping, $598 for a gown. It looked really good. Neiman Marcus, another charge for $695. That was for another gown that I had. I wasn't sure what I wanted to wear, so I ordered 2. I probably have well over 100 gowns. I have 3 closets that are about 900 square feet, and that is probably one of the best things about being divorced. I don't have to share closet space. Amazon for $19. I had to buy an underwater camera cover because I had gone to Mexico. Amazon for $10, and that was for a wide brim hat because of course sun protection is important. Amazon for $211, those were for bikinis. Amazon for $13, and I believe that was for a bikini. Amazon for $8, that was for sunscreen. The Pennsylvania Ballet, $260. Then there is a hospital charge for $20, and that was a deductible I paid for my doctor's visit. Smug Mug online photos for $45. After I go to a gala, I like to order the pictures that the photographers take. Makes it fun memories for me to look at. Terminix for $249. That is a pest control service that I pay for because year-round you have to make sure you don't have bugs in your home. And then there was another charge for Terminix for $89, and that was during the summer for the mosquito treatment. We don't want mosquitoes. I donated $100 to the American Cancer Society. Next is Amazon. I spent $394, and that was for a Lego set for my daughter. And some people may think it's a little funny to spend $400 on Legos, and it may be, but I like my daughter to do things that are learning, that makes her use her mind so she's not just staring at some screen all the time. Best Buy, $106. My laptop had stopped working, so I needed to take it in so I can transfer the old information to the new laptop because I don't know how to do that on my own. And then Home Depot, $50. That was for paint for unauthorized drawings on the wall by my daughter. that had to be painted over. If I could give younger women advice, it would be to go to school and get your education. One of the best things I ever did was have financial freedom. It allows me to live the life that I do, which is filled with happiness, choosing whatever I want, and saying no to anyone who disrespects me. I can't say it on camera, but it's the you factor.